11, a smash and grab robbery at a Home Depot in Lakewood. LA County Sheriff's detectives say around 7:45 tonight, a group of 8 to 9 young men walked into the Home Depot on Hardwick Street. The thieves stole several hammers, wrenches, and other tools, then ran out of the store into waiting vehicles. We spoke with a person who saw the entire ordeal.
I saw like 18 to like 22, 23 people. They all enter the store together, and they grabbed the sledgehammers, the crowbars, and then they grabbed hammers. And then after, they were walking to the front end, and they had the gates closed, and they said that they had the sledgehammers ready to hit people who were trying to stop them.
Authorities are looking over surveillance footage and searching for the suspect.
This is Lucia, a Chase.
So this is a string of robberies, stealing that has been going on in the California area. Because, I don't want to say exactly and then mess up the city, because some people say, oh no, that's not going on in our area. But anyway, it's going on in California. So they did a Louis Vuitton. It's like a group of them. It's like a group of these different people. And then they come in cars. They block the entrance. Like, these stores are like not in the mall. Like in the mall, some stores, some of those high-end stores, like in a mall. No, these are the ones that like out. They are near the streets, basically. So they block the entrance in the alleyway, all of them, and then they go in with hammers and different things like that, and they smash the windows, and they take whatever they could carry, and then they're out of there within minutes, within seconds even. So this has been going on lately, and this is starting in California. It always starts in California. So now they have broken, I think this happened just a few hours ago. They broken into a Home Depot, of course, to steal stuff they're going to use to do it again, to smash and grab these different things. And then guys know we're going into the holiday season. This is why all this stuff is happening. But particularly because, last holiday season, everybody got PPPs. Remember that? Everybody got PPP, everybody got EIDL, and it was still the unemployment that was coming through, and the stimulus, some people still getting stimulus in. The $1,400 came like January, February of this year. But anyways, people still had that PPP money. So they was living that lifestyle. But now PPP money's been finished a long time ago. So this facade, this image they have to portray to other people, portray to social media, they have to keep it up. So by any means necessary, they're gonna do that, even if they have to steal to do that. And then if you go back in the video, those are young kids. I think they're older. Those are young kids. Those are young children. And I remember, let me see if I could go there. I just learned of this, where is that? Okay, here. I learned of this disorder. It's called a disorder in a child marked by defiant and disobedient behavior to authority figures. The cause of oppositional defiant disorder is unknown, but likely involves a combination of genetic and environmental factors. So it says symptoms generally begin before a child is 8 years old. They include irritable mood, argumentative and defiant behavior, aggression, and vindictiveness that lasts more than 6 months and cause significant problems at home or school. So a lot of these stuff are, of course, disobedient behavior to authority figures, in the sense of they have implemented rules where you shouldn't do certain stuff in society. Stealing is wrong. Doing those stuff is wrong. You want to be wearing Louis Vuitton, you should work, or you should, you should. Some stuff requires an amount of education to afford those type of stuff, or it requires you to put in a certain amount of work in a certain industry to afford those things. So if you're not able to do that, then you wait, you strategize legally how you would obtain, if that's what you desire, because there's nothing wrong if you desire wearing good things, but you stealing, doing smash and grabs, that's not even good. So these are young people, because they caught a few here and there. These are young people that are doing that, and I tell you, they have been to the Home Depot before. They went there before because they knew exactly. Because when I go to Home Depot, I don't even know. It's so big. It's so much stuff in there. You don't even know exactly where to go to find. And then each Home Depot is different. Like you could go. There's a Home Depot where I live in North Miami Beach, and there's another Home Depot in Aventura. Their setup is different. So how North Miami Beach setup is, it's not the same thing as Aventura. So they came there before, so they knew exactly where to go to get what they needed to get, and then they stormed out. But is it worth it? And it all stems back to parenting. We have failed our children. We have failed to raise our children. We have failed because maybe we were not raised, and then we have failed to raise our children. We're too busy, trying to pay the bills. And so, yes, you have to do that, but then you have to raise your children also. Because if you don't raise them, somebody gonna teach them what to do. That you fail to raise them, they're gonna grow up, and then they're gonna learn from sources that are not good. So it always goes back to parenting. See all this, you see this defiant, disobedient, is because of the parenting. It's the lack of parenting. It's the lack of raising our children, being consistent and disciplining, and being consistent and being positive role models. Because sometimes we're not even good role models to our children. So what are they gonna learn? How they gonna learn to do better if we're not doing better? So. And these people are going to get caught. Eventually you're going to get caught. But when you get caught, is it even worth it? Just to wear Louis Vuitton, to floss, to flaunt for people who don't even like you, people who don't even care about you, that's waiting for to take you down. Because most of the time these people get caught from people that don't even like them, that know about them, and then they go snitch, and then they go snitch for the what is that? The reward money, and then they go buy their Louis Vuitton on your back in prison. And then do you see this infrastructure bill that they pass, building better back, whatever they have the logo? You need to be careful with this infrastructure, because it could turn you guys destroying these things, and then they could switch up on you guys and switch up on them and whatever. I don't need to go into further detail. But all of this goes back to we need to do better job as parents. We need to do better. If you're a single parent, we got to do better. If you're a two-parent home, you got to do better. Because some of these children, they not only coming from single-parent home, they coming from two-parent home too also, that are not involved in their children's life, that are not actively involved, that are not actively disciplining them, actively being positive role models, actively instilling into them morals and value and integrity. Not sometimes, not when you feel like it, not when things going well for you. Actively doing. Whether you're a two-parent home, you can raise successful children that are an asset to the society. Whether you're a single mother, you can raise successful children that are an asset to you and to society. Whether they come from a two-parent or single-parent home, or whether the grandmothers raise them, because now it's a bunch of grandmothers raising children, because they've been abandoned by their mother, been abandoned by their children, and their grandma is tired. See, some of these grandmas, they tired. They then spend all these years, and then back in those days, many people used to have several children. They used to have 5, 6, 10, 12 children, and then now, where they thinking they're gonna get rest, Now they have to raise their children's children. You know how much people I know like that? But this is what happens when you fail to raise your children. Most of the time when you fail to raise your children, you're going to have to raise your grandchildren. You will never get rest. And then that cycle continues. Where you're supposed to be enjoying retirement, waking up whenever you want. No, you can't. Now you're doing it all over again. We have to do better. We have to do better. I hope these people, them when they're going to get caught. But if you haven't got caught, it's not worth it. Louis Vuitton, wearing Louis Vuitton, the different things that some of them was, they smashed into Lululemon and different things like that. Some of these things, I do reselling and different things like that. If you find these stuff at discounted, some of them not new, some of them they are. You can find them at discounted prices. Sometimes you see a new Louis Vuitton. One time they were selling a Birkin bag. It was used. It was not in it was a very good condition. They were selling it for like $2,000. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to floss. But people don't want to. They don't want to stay in the level at their basic level living capacity. If your living capacity is not Louis Vuitton, wait until it's that. Because when you try to be who you are not, it's always a disaster. And it never ends well. Because you might think you're going to go and smash and grab. And then one day you got shot. And you don't even get to enjoy what you took. You got shot from a security guard. Because they was ready waiting for y'all. They already heard about that. And then you better believe they're going to try it in different states. But you who thinking you're going to get away and stuff like that, and then you end up losing your life for a bag, for some shoes, for a hat, for a wallet. I mean, we have, because many of these young kids, they don't have nothing to live for. They have nothing to lose. Because nobody instilled that they are valuable. They have value. They are worthy. They don't think they're worth that, because if you thought your life was worth something, you wouldn't have been going in and smashing and grabbing to steal a bag, or even if you got bag, shoes and thing even if you got your life is worth $10,000, you don't have a lot of value. You don't have a lot of self-esteem. You don't have a lot of self-worth in yourself. Even if you got 30K, 50K worth of items. If you willing to steal that, you don't have a lot of self-worth. You don't. Because you can make that. Let me tell you, reselling, what I do, I make well over 50K. The second year that I actually established myself, I made $54,000 just by reselling. And that was in 2017. Just by reselling, buying stuff, reselling. So, your life is worth $50,000, and I went and bought my stuff legally. So we got to do better, man. We got to do better. This is not good, and then it's gonna get even worse. Don't think it's gonna get better. It's going to get worse. It's going to trickle into other states. And then these kids, because what the parents did in moderation, the kids going to do in excess. Parents were defiant, disobedient. Back then, the kids going to be 10 times, 15, 20 times worse. We got to do better. Change the narrative in your home. That's the way we could change this thing. Change the narrative in your home. When you're doing your thing, make sure you know who your children friends are, who your children hang out with. Because you might be raising your children right, but then when they get caught up with the wrong company, wrong company corrupts good character. We got to do better. So that's all I had to say. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye.